my dear colleagues and my dear students of class 10. You all know what is the importance of the occasion, why we have gathered here in the auditorium, and the information is already given to you. We are going to listen to the success story of Sharda. She is a Carmelite, and she is proud to be a Carmelite, and we are all the more proud to welcome her back to her own family, her own school. It is said that work hard in silence, let your success be your noise, and the noise of her success is all the more seen. It is so pretty, it is full of dedication, commitment, her untiring hard work which she has put to crack the most toughest, India's toughest exams, that is the UPSC exam. So let me introduce the achiever to all of you. She is Sharda Gajanan Madhyaswar. She was a student of Macron Students Academy till class 10. She joined PGM Carmel Academy in class 11 and completed her class 12 from the school. She is a graduate in electrical engineering from Walchand College of Engineering, Sangli. She has cleared the toughest exams of the country, the UPSC CSE exam in All India rank 285. The Union Public Service Commission conducts the civil service examinations, which is a national competitive exam for recruitment to higher civil services of the Government of India. So to welcome Sharda amidst us, may I invite Father Principal to welcome her with the floral book. The moment we came to know about her result, we were very happy and proud, and Father Principal made it possible for all of us by making just one call to her, congratulating her for her success, and the moment Father requested her to come and interact or tell her what was the hardships she faced when she was traveling through this success, through the journey and achieved that success. She readily agreed, not a single second she took to say, she said, yes mother, I am ready. Just let me see what my schedule is and I will give you the day. That is what she is, and such a humble person with us. As I always have seen, the more the person becomes great, the more humble the person becomes. And I could feel when I interacted with her, when I spoke to her on the phone, or when she interacted with me on the WhatsApp also, her messages clearly show me that she has a very humble and a down-to-earth nature. So, hearty welcome to Sharda once again. And I also welcome her mother and brother and her two aunts who are with her. I know they must be proud to be the parents of such a girl who has made them proud, not only in Chandrapur but all over the country. So congratulations to you and congratulations to the parents, and on behalf of Father Principal and the entire Carmel family, I welcome all of you amidst us. Now before I invite, may I request Father to say a few words, and then we will just listen to what Sharda has to spell us.
Yes, your school coordinator teacher mentioned how humble this girl, or I must say this madam, this lady is. Well, I did not know her before I came to know about the achievement, the success that she has made. And then immediately I called the PR teacher to get her number. And PR teacher said, Father, I knew that this girl would be a great one. I said, why? Why do you say that? The way she behaved with me. See, the way she behaved with me there, that's the place, the hottest place in the school is PR teacher's desk there. People get into arguments with her. Sometimes people get angry at the teacher, PR man there. But then there was something very much special, the way Sharda behaved there and her mother behaved. She said humility could be seen, and she knew that this girl is going to be somebody wonderful. I just wanted her to repeat the same thing to her. While she was in my cabin, I asked that lady, your PR teacher, to come to my cabin and repeat the same thing that she had told me that day. And humility is a big thing, my dear children. And humility comes from your obedience to your parents first and then to your teachers. Things will be okay and you will be highly successful if you practice that heavenly quality of humility. Well, that's all. Sharda, the stage is all yours now. My students are yours now. Address them.
Hello everyone. Breakfast नहीं किया? So very warm good morning to one and all. I know it is very hot outside, but an emotional warmth you can see. Respected father, respected Supriya ma'am, everybody, teachers, and very dear students. I am very grateful and very thankful that father called me. The very third or the fourth day, father called me and said, Sharda, I am very proud that you are here, that you were the student of Carmel Academy, and that moment was very enlightening for me because I wouldn't have been one of the successful candidates if I wouldn't have been the Carmelite, and I am very proud to say that. So the other day, then father called me and said, hey Sharda, I am very selfish at the same time. When I said, Father, I am very grateful to you that you called me. And the selfishness of father was that you just come to the institution who had cherished you, who had made you what you are, and you just give some advice or the words of wisdom to the students so that we can see one or the two or the many good colors coming out from the institutions. And this made me come here. I just made my schedule go up and down, and I just made it happen today. I'm here standing in front of you. I would not talk very boring. I would not give a very boring speech, but I would give a very joyful experience of my life till now, which made me what I am right now here. So, Father, I would start by sharing my journey. So, I was the Carmelite in 2014 and 15. I passed out from Carmel 12th standard, and then I went on to pursue my graduation in electrical engineering. And after that, in 2019, I went to Delhi to start the preparation of UPSC. So when people ask me why UPSC, how you decided to go for that. So there is a very beautiful story behind this. Actually, I happened to meet one of the district collectors of Gadchiroli. And that was, I was very young then, maybe 6th or 5th standard. So I had participated in a drawing competition. I just wanted to tell you this story because anybody can be a source of inspiration for you at any point of time. That may not click you at the same moment, but that can come revolving to you, and you can just think what goal you have to pursue in life. So I just participated in the competition, and I was one of the selected students. So sir signed my drawing, and what he signed was an ambassador car with a very blue light, and he said, Sharda, you have potential. Why you just want to settle in a very low thing if you can go and dream and achieve big? At that point, I was not sure what the civil service is, what the administrator looks like. Okay, I was like, okay sir, no worries. You said me, I'm very grateful. But after the graduation, I just recall that everybody was going behind corporate sector, everybody was going behind the medical, practicing doctors, and we are very blessed to have very good practitioners in the country, very good doctors, very good engineers, and I thought that I should go for something else. And then that dream, that signature of the district collector, that came revolving in my mind, and I was like, okay, let's give it a try. But the atom bomb exploded, the 4 years of the continuous hardship, there were many downs and very few ups. And this is the point where I want to just focus that you are not going to have a very cherry blossom walk all through your journey. Right now you are very young kids, you are a very young future of India. And since you are very young, you can cherish lots of moments in the school because you make friends here, you meet very good teachers here, you get very good guidance here. But the journey ahead could be tough for everybody in a very different sense. It could be emotionally tough, it could be physically. Some may not have good health. But one thing I just want to emphasize, you should have a very big dream. Because dream high. No matter what, how less sense it does makes to anybody else, you just have to dream very big. Because many times when you dream, you just think that what my friend is going to say, what the other person is going to say, how they are going to judge me. Because that is the natural human tendency. We get together in the peer group, there is a peer pressure. And right now you are in a very, it's a boundary line where you have to go and decide your career. You may get motivated the one day, you may get dismotivated, demotivated the other day, and that is the part of journey. Students, just I would like to emphasize here, and trust me, you are very blessed to have very good teachers here. And we are, and even I am very blessed to be the part of this institution. And for dreaming big, for achieving big, there is very basic foundation, and that foundation is teachers and your parents. Sometimes when we are young, we tend to get angry when our parents guide us. They tell us to do this, not to do this. We tend to get angry because we want to live our life, and right now there is an influence of social media. We are very much engaged in posting our pictures, posting our selfies, showing off things. But just go back, give it a thought and think, is it just the social media who is going to shape your career? Is it? No, definitely no. There is a very big world out of social media, right? Everybody might be very active on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, making reels, right? Right or wrong? Am I sounding very horrible to you? But you know what? There is a very big world out of this social media. And when you dream now, you will find many people who will abuse you, who will put you down, and that could be on social media as well. That could be in your peer group, that could be your relatives. But that does not matter at all. What matters is your good teacher, your good parents, and your good peer group. And the institution, the Carmel institution is one of the very best institutions who have very good teachers here. Just make sure you develop some of the basic foundational fundamental abilities in you, and that is discipline, punctuality. You respect your teachers, you respect your elders, because these small things may be not mattering to you right now, but as you go in your career, like Father said, now they saw humility in me. I don't know that how it developed, and definitely it is not manufactured. It has been cultivated over the years, and that is because of the good teachers and the good parents. I was blessed. So I just want to highlight one story that everybody knows about Japan. Japan country के बारे में पता है सबको? So Japan is very much famous for punctuality. Everybody knows how punctual these people are. They value their own time, they value the time of others as well. So one incident was the metro in Japan got late by just 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes, and in India it is like 2 hours. No matter how 2 hours is. So that does not matter to us. But in Japan, what they did, they individually, the driver and the helper, they went to each and every passenger and they said, sorry ma'am, sorry sir, sorry ma'am, sorry sir. That was the humility and that was the respect of time. The respect, the punctuality that is being ingrained in the students right from the foundation. So if the country like Japan could do that, why the country like India can't do that? Can you think? Of course we should think, because you are the future of the nation. If I am standing right here, you could be the next one. And that would be a very great opportunity for you. If you get a call from Father and Father is very happy to call you, there is nothing big happiness, I could say, to be here and delivering a speech to students, guiding students. So you could be the next one. Just make sure you develop and cultivate these very small habits in you. You should be very punctual in school. You should be very disciplined in school. Right now, Father just narrated me one of the incident, like people right now, students are very much into dressing, the hairstyles. Just it is not educational values. Because education is the only leveler in the nation or the country. No matter which background you belong to, you are a girl or you are a boy, does not matter at all. If you get the good education, if you are from the good educational institution, if you get the guidance of good teachers, if you are very blessed to have very, very supportive parents, then there is nothing more you can demand from God. Does anybody stand here who believes in God? Nobody believes in God. Oh my goodness, everybody now believes in God. You know what? Why I ask this question? Because when you decide what you want to do, what is your dream, and what your goal would be in life, there needs to be a one faith which is almost completely behind you, which is completely guiding you, pushing you. No matter how hard the days is, no matter how hard your failures are, one faith, maybe in God and superpower in yourself, that is the guiding light for you. So do you get me? You're getting bored? No? I just wanted to have a very normal chit chat with you because I just don't want to sound like a bureaucrat and administrator, which I am going to be right now. So I just want to make sure that each and every student who is standing here or who is sitting here right now is very unique in herself or himself. You just don't compare yourself with anybody else. You just don't compare yourself with your friend, with your topper, because everybody in you has a very unique quality. Maybe somebody is very good in sports, somebody is very good in music, maybe in drama. I was not at all good in any of these things. I was just into study hard, nothing else. And that, I just want to say that costed me very much because the 4 years of journey till I got success recently was very tough because I could not handle stress, because I was not aware of the extracurricular activity which inherently were imbibed in me. So now you are a very young group. You should cultivate extracurricular activities, and the educational institution like Carmel Academy is one of the best who can support you in this. There are many activities which are conducted in schools other than the educational tools and the exam, the assignments. You just make sure you get through each and everything. You just develop a very good humanity, a very good humble person, humility, punctuality, discipline, and that would, in cumulative, would make a very beautiful person out of you. So I would like to highlight you. Have everybody seen Kung Fu Panda? Kung Fu Panda. Yes, what that says. It says that yesterday was a history, right? It is gone now. But the past is gone. You cannot do anything. You just are wiping tears and crying. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to come back to you, right? And tomorrow is a history. Nobody knows what is going to happen tomorrow. Even you do not know what is going to happen tomorrow. Which assembly you are going to get. Which homework you are going to get. Which exam is going to come. How hard or how easy it would be. So what we have is present. We have what with us present, and that is the gift. That's why it is known as present. So enjoy the moment. But that does not mean that you are enjoying presently. You are not listening to your teachers or they are telling you, they are guiding you. You are not aware of the field you are going to choose, because everything should be in balance, right? You know that Libra is one of the zodiac signs. Libra, what does that show? That balance has to be maintained. If the weight goes one side down, so balance gets disturbed, right? Even you would have experienced, if you play too much, your parents would get angry. If you study too much, you would get stressed, right? So there has to be balance in life. You engage yourself in extracurricular activities, but at the same time, you should know that you should be disciplined, right? Discipline is the key, and today's world is very competitive world. We cannot deny the fact that there is a cutthroat competition in the world. It is not schools across 28 states and 8 union territories of India, and probably maybe across the world also. So there is a very competitive world. You need to cultivate each and every quality in you, no matter how small percentage that is. Educational quality, extracurricular, and that should be supplemented with humility, discipline, punctuality. You should be very respectful to others in this competition, and you should be very respectful to your goals as well. Because if you are very playful about your goals, like today you decided to become an engineer, tomorrow you decide to become an administrator, the day after tomorrow you want to become a lawyer, so you are playing with your goal, right? You should not do that. You should be very firm, very decideful about what you want to become, what you want to choose in life. And you should convince that to your teachers as well as your parents. Sometimes parents may think that you are deciding for the thing which they might have not decided. Somebody might become doctor, but their parents wanted them to become a corporate lawyer. That could happen. So everything should be done in a very subtle manner. You should not get into an argument with your parents. You should be very respectful to their goals as well. At the same time, you should convince them where your actual passion lies. Because in this competition, why I highlighted is the IIT JEE, the NEET which you would be thinking of going, and the judiciary is one of the other field which is very less thought of by the student, but yes, that is there. And in these fields, there is a very controlled competition. And if you have to go in the competition, just make things sure that you have passion. If you are not interested, you cannot survive. And that happened with me. I decided to become an electrical engineer just in the peer pressure because everybody wanted to pursue engineering. I was not aware that even law was an option. I could go and get into judiciary. So, in the 4 years of graduation in the electrical engineering, I was very fortunate that I could get a good CGPA or a good pointer. But when the placements came, I decided I don't want to go for placement, and that moment my the TPO officer, training placement officer, said, "The girls like you are going to make you feel ashamed. You are going to destroy the future of our institution." At that point, I just realized I was into a very difficult career which my passion was not. So, and that was the point I convinced my teacher that, sir, see, if anyhow I become a corporator or I go into this corporate career, I would be very bad. I would not survive in the competition. I would be very bad. I would be very pathetic. You would not like to see me as a very good, as a very bad corporate career. So then sir said, "Okay, Sharda, so what is your choice now? Where you want to lie down?" And then I said, I just narrated him the story which I narrated to you, that sir, civil service is one of the things I am just thinking about. And sir said, "Okay, you just go, give it a try. Just make one thing very sure that it is not very easy. It would not be a cherry blossom walk. You have to go through very downs and very less ups." But the 2023 results when came on the 16th of June just turned my life upside down. The person who was very angry with me that I was not placed, I would destroy the name of the institution, was the very first person who called me and said, "Sharda, I'm very, very proud of you. You made Rajkot College very, it's a very proud moment for us. And we would be calling you, you would be addressing our students." And I just want to highlight that how bad you were as an electrical engineer and how good you would be as an administrator. And that was the moment I realized that you should really follow your passion. You should not be following the bhed chal. Samajhte bhed chal? There is a herd and you are following blindly because the sheep are walking. And you are not applying your mind that where you want to go, who is your leader. You just follow your passion. And this passion would take you to a very good heights. And I am very confident that the other day you would be standing here, you would be addressing kids like I am doing right now. And that is a very proud moment for each and everyone. Even for me, and right now my parents are very much happy than me. They are like, examination is all about the civil services, you know. You become the administrators of the government, you become good officers of the government, you represent your government at the national and international stage. So, fortunately, and I'm very, very blessed that I have come here after getting to the rank of 285 and I will be one of the future administrators. So today Father called me to address the students and I was very happy. So I'm here right now standing in front of you. I would share very minor things you will be going through in your daily school life, your career, your student, your educational things. There might be a dilemma, what to choose, what not to choose, what to do, what not to do. So, you know, have you seen the movie 3 Idiots? Everybody saw it, right? So, the character Farhan, everybody remembers that, right? So, Farhan wanted to become an exceptional photographer. He had very good skills. But his father wanted him to become an engineer. So, what he did? He tried to become an engineer, right? But after that, he realized that that was not his passion, that was not his call. Then he tried to pursue his parents. Not by force, not by anger, not by arguments. How he did that? He went there, he talked to them very humbly, with all his love, affection. He tried to pursue them, right? And this same would have been the dilemma with you, because you would be going to choose your career soon after 1-2 years. You would be entering into the fields like engineering, medical, right? Everybody knows these things now. Now you are in 9th standard, right? So, you know kids, just make one thing very sure. You do whatever your passion is. Don't follow the herd mentality. Don't follow the things that your friend is doing, XYZ things, and you also will be following him. Don't do that. Just do whatever you are interested in. Like I did electrical engineering, but I was not interested in. I eventually realized that, and I came here and I decided to go for a civil service examination. Even you might have been feeling the dilemma saying, after 1-2 years, take a break, give it a thought. You yourself decide for you. What you have to become. You want to be a good doctor. You want to be a good teacher. You want to be a good administrator. You can be a good lawyer as well. And India needs everybody of them very equally, you know. Everybody is very important. The job of a lawyer is as important as the job of a doctor, right? Nobody is something very up in the hierarchy, something very down in the hierarchy. Everybody is very important. And give that importance to yourself. You are in a very tender age. You are going to be getting shaped by the whichever career you choose in the coming days. Just make one thing very sure, your foundation is very strong. Right now you are in 9th standard, you will be facing the boards in the next year, 10th standard, and that is the deciding thing for your career, you know. The educational system of India has made 2 boards, 10th and 12th. Just be very confident, very optimistically you appear for the boards. And for that, what is needed is full education. Whatever your teachers are teaching you, whatever you are learning from your peer group, whatever your parents are telling you, everything should be imbibed. That should be very natural. This is the age when the social media is very popular. You might be knowing social media, Instagram, Facebook, chats, YouTube, Reels, Banana, TikTok. Everybody knows it. Very familiar, right? Don't do that. This is not your age. Why you want to waste your very important energy and time in all these things and nobody is going to recognize you for doing a very good dream? Is this a career choice really? You want to be a good TikToker? Do you want to become a good TikToker? Absolutely no. You want to be a good administrator, you can be a good lawyer, doctor, engineer, whatever. Right? Just make one thing very sure that you stay away from this. This is the age when you can fall into a trap. You can fall into the peer group of negative people. You can go offline. There are so a number of possibilities when people will try to pull you down. They will try to take you to the path which you might have not been deciding for yourself or your parents not have decided for you. So stay away from all these social media things, you know. When you dream, when you if you say okay, today I decide to become a doctor and tomorrow again I'm going back to the TikTok, I'm making reels, so that is not going to help you. Does that really makes you a good doctor in the future? Do you think? No, of course no. So how you can be a good person? How you can achieve your dream? If you are dedicated, if you are passionate, if you are giving your best, you should keep that one thing in mind. When you sleep at night, you should feel the satisfaction. You should not feel कि अरे आज तो time waste हो गया. Today I have not done anything very productive. These two kids are laughing. You are doing TikTok reels or what? I am not screaming on you. I am joking. See, this is a very tender age, and you will feel that मैं यहाँ पर आकर lecture दे रही हूँ. I am giving you a lecture. See, Didi is telling you don't follow social media. But you know what? That is really needed. People like you are a good future of India. Is it? Yes, of course, it is. You are soon going to become the future of India. Good people, good human beings. India would be very proud to host people like you at very several top positions in the nation, in the world, right? So, do you want to make India a good TikToker country? Of course not. A country which is doing exceptionally well in Instagram reels? Of course not. You want to make India a country which gives productive, successful doctors, engineers, lawyers, administrators, or whatever, pilots, right? So, decide for yourself. And if you are going to decide for yourself, one thing is needed, you need to follow it, right? If you just decide and then you sleep, that is not going to happen. Tomorrow you wake up and you become a good person. You need to consistently work for it, right? So for working consistently, what is needed? Discipline is needed, right? Discipline is the foundation. You should be very disciplined towards your choice. You should be very disciplined with your etiquettes. You should be punctual. You should be obedient. You should be respectful. You should be humble. No matter how high you go through your post or how successful you become, how good administrator you become, no matter how good you are, but at the end you should be a good person, right? People should remember you as a good person rather than as a good doctor. They should be feeling the vacuum when you are not there, right? They should be remembering. See, everybody remembers Dr. Kalam, even the sir is not there with us, right? So why we remember Dr. Kalam? Because the person was so humble, right? So humble, so motivating, so full of energy, optimism. Everybody would like to talk to sir, right? Even you remember, right? Dr. Kalam, pata hai sabko na? So how we remember the person? We remember the person with the person's humility, with the person's behavior, right? So apart from education, apart from the knowledge you are getting here, apart from your studies, you should also be very well versed in your social skills. In social skills includes your hobbies, your etiquettes, and there would be a very good competition outside this. So even only Karma Academy is not a place where you are going to compete in future, right? You will be going out, you will be passing with flying colors, you will be meeting new people across India, across the world. There would be a very good competition outside. You would feel very grateful that you could see and meet people who are very talented, exceptionally well versed, and you can also be part of an inspiration for them as well. So for that you need to be very good in foundation, right? So just make sure you are very dedicatedly prepare for your exams, solve your assignments, do your homeworks properly, and deny all the temporary gratifications. Temporary gratifications means the temporary enjoyment which we tend to get attracted towards, right? There could be a birthday party, there could be a night out, there could be a trip. So stay away from this. Just give best for 6 years, these 6-7 coming years, and just trust me, you could be the next person standing right here, like I'm standing right now, and motivating people like you. Very true, no? So you could be one of them. So I just wanted to give it a very common talk to you, and I didn't want to sound like a very straight line. Could be just delivering speech and nobody is going to connect. So if I could motivate even the single person who is sitting right in front of me, so that would be a very proud moment for me. And I definitely think that everybody would make me very proud at the school, very proud. Is it? Yes? So why so low in noise? Just make a noise. Yes, right? Just make the institution very proud, make your teachers very proud, make your father very proud, your parents very proud. You know, when some days back I received a call from Reverend Father, and I was very grateful and I was very happy, you know. He, such a great person in authority in the school, is calling me personally. Hey, Sharda, please come to the institution. I want you to just motivate my people, my children. And Father literally said my children, you know. He treats you like a children. Even you should treat Father like a family. You should listen to Father. You should listen to your teachers, right? Don't take anything otherwise. Go and study hard, work hard, maintain a balance. Even playing is very important in life. You would tend to, after completion of your school hours, you would tend to go out and play. Of course, go out and play. But just maintain a balance. Nothing should go out of the limit. Studying should be there, playing should be there, extracurricular activities should be there. The person should be a balanced person, right? Become a humble person, make good friends, live in a good company, stay away from all the negativities around you, and definitely you will be blossoming like a very good human being with the unique characters of all of you. So I would wish you a very best of luck, and I just would end this my talk. I would end by just narrating a stotra, that is Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutam Gamaya, which means let God takes us from mortality to immortality, from darkness to the light, and let this institution get a very good result. You also blossom very well, and just cherish the moment you are, and feel blessed that you are very blessed with your teachers, very supportive teachers you have, very proud parents you have, very good human being you are. Just have faith in yourself, have faith in your teachers, have faith in your institutions, and just all the very best.
Thank you, Sharda. Your speech, it was so motivating. I could see the children into the thing what you were saying, and I know they have got that motivation to follow the passion, to follow their dreams. Just we'll have a short interactive session. As I said, from each section, one student, one girl or one boy, the class teachers should select and send, and 2 students from the 12th class. So first we'll begin from the class 12. Reena ma'am, if you are there, you can send anyone or anybody, the 12th class students. If you have a question in your mind, please come and ask. There may be many questions which right now you may be thinking or want to ask Sharda, and nobody else can answer, give a better answer than her. 10th A.
Okay, first of all, my name is Vansh Magane from class. I am from class 10th A. My class teacher is Shindal. First of all, I want to congratulate ma'am because you are here at a high post, and we are proud that one of the students from our PGM Academy that is going to the administration, and that is not a small thing, it's a big thing. So ma'am, my first question is that from the beginning of your journey up to this, who was your or who is your inspiration, your role model?
So my inspiration is ideally it is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, because I happened to see in person Dr. Kalam when sir was here in, I guess, 2014, and one of our students just went and took the autograph of the sir. So I was in one of the groups there. So I was very much inspired by the sir, and the sir narrated the poem that was the indomitable spirit that one should cultivate. And apart from that, I guess you do not need motivation, because motivation is a very temporary thing. And I just want to highlight that you will feel motivated by, just because I am standing here right now, you will feel motivated for 2-3 days, and after 2-3 days it will be like, okay, Didi ne to kar liya, Didi has done, within you, from within you. You should get that passion in you. You should get the call from within that I just want to do it because I want to do it. No matter how hard it is, no matter how much support I am getting, no matter who else has done it, it should come from within you. And that is the very basic thing I would just like to highlight.
Ma'am, one more question is there. Is it your first attempt?
No, sadly it is fourth.
It doesn't matter because life is giving so many chances and we have to make it good. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
She could sustain that stress, that she did not give up in the first attempt or second attempt or third attempt. To continue that passion, she only can tell you that you can do it. Okay? So, she was determined to be into the civil services. And dear students, just coming for the principal's cabin, she said she is going to give another attempt of this UPSC exam to get a higher rank. Now also her rank is very high. She is going to get into civil services, into very good government office post. But she wants to improve her rank. Just imagine how much commitment, how much she must be determined to follow that dream. She may be imagining herself into a certain position and she is trying for that. So we wish her best wishes. Okay? And now from 10th B.
Morning to everyone present here. Myself Rushil Divse from class 10B. I am here to express my words of gratitude after hearing this overwhelming speech. Thank you, Ms. Sharda. Your speech was incredibly powerful and I was deeply influenced. Thank you for inspiring us to achieve the great heights of success and to accomplish our goals. Thank you. And my question is, as consistency is important in everything, how can I bring consistency while studying and my daily life routine?
A very good question, because I could see my brother saying this. He was also one of the Carmelite, very notorious boy. Every other day he would stand outside the cabin of Father Vinod, unlike me. So, you're talking about consistency. See, consistency is a very subjective thing. You cannot be consistent your whole schedule. You see your whole day. If you are studying for 8 hours today, it may happen you are studying for 7 hours, but that is absolutely fine. Just make sure you study. You make sure you sit on the table or chair wherever you are sitting. You open the book and you are reading something. Because consistency is not the thing that today you learn and tomorrow it will be ingrained in you. It has to come for very long time. And if it takes long time to come, it takes long time to retain with you. And you will retain it very joyously. And see, it took me 4 years just because, not because I was something less in this thing, but also I was less consistent in the first 2 attempts. I would study for 8 hours one day, I would study for 6 hours the other day, and the other 2 days would be off. I would say to myself that, oh, last 2 days, बहुत पढ़ लिया मैंने. I studied too much, I would top the exam. And that point, after the 2 failures, consistent failures, I realized no matter how much I am studying, I just wanted to make sure I go into the library, I study. I open the book, and that would come only when you realize that if you are not consistent, you are definitely not going to get whatever your dream is, what your passion is. If you are in the 10th standard, you would be facing your boards soon. So, if you are going to face your boards, you just have to make sure you stand very brave in that. You are very brilliant, because just now I highlighted it is a world of competition. If you are not good, there would definitely be somebody else who would come and replace you. And if there is a replacement to you, that thing is the only motivator that would force you to be consistent. If you are not consistent, definitely you would get a good thing, but that is not what you want, right? You want, if you can dream big, you can achieve big. And if you can achieve big, one thing has to be the foundation, and that is consistency. Just make sure you open your book, you start with 3 hours. Daily 3 hours you study. After 3-4 hours you would feel like, oh, I could study for 3 hours, then I may increase 15 minutes. Then increase 15 minutes. The other 3 days would be 3 hours, 15 minutes, and then again you have goal, then definitely you have to sacrifice temporary gratifications. You know, do you understand temporary gratifications? Tomorrow, see, tomorrow I have to attend the wedding of my friend, very close friend. But the other month I am going to face the exam. So if I am going to attend the wedding tomorrow, then definitely the next 1 week could be in that zone only. Okay, I went to meet my friends, I went for shopping, I had the clicks, I had the photos, and I want to post it on Instagram, on WhatsApp, then people would comment. So these are temporary gratification. They are not going to bore you fruits, right? If you are going to face exam in the next month, you should definitely think of the exam. If you get through it, if you are successful, then nobody is going to stop you from attending the weddings, right? Or enjoying the temporary gratification. Just make sure you develop the consistency, and that consistency should come from within you. Nobody else is going to motivate you except yourself, right? If I am standing here, I am motivating you, that would be just for one day. Tomorrow you would be back to pavilion, right? So don't do that. Be very faithful, very trustful to yourself. You should be able to see yourself right straight into your eyes in the mirror. You should not feel guilty when you see yourself in the mirror that I could have done that, but I am right now not doing that. Do you get me?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good morning, Ms. Sharda, her family, and good morning, Father Principal. First of all, it's a pleasure for me to stand in front of you and speak. I would like to thank my class teacher, Neena ma'am, for that. On behalf of class 10B, I would like to ask you that what is your message for the future UPSC aspirants from Baby Beachan Kanpur Academy, emphasizing the UPSC study tips?
So right now you are very young to start for UPSC preparation. But just make one thing very sure, the syllabus of UPSC is not very different. It is these basic NCERT books which we start from. I remember when I started my preparation in 2019, I brought the NCERT books from 6th to 10th. And I went back and I studied the history, the polity, the economy, everything. So this is the foundation. If you are planning for UPSC like me, just make sure whatever you are studying, you are getting, and that is not a rote learning. You could imagine that, you could give it a thought. You should be very curious why this happened if the constitution is written like this. Do you remember that each and every textbook of NCERT has a preamble? Yes, right? We have a preamble. And I am not sure if the preamble you repeat it in the assembly or not. But preamble is a very strong thing, you know. You should be curious to ask questions why preamble was written. Why we emphasize on justice, liberty, equality. What is the meaning behind that, right? What do you mean by equality? Equality is not like I am standing here, then you should also stand here. Equality should be within equals. Equality should not be within unequals. You should learn this. You should be very curious. You should ask questions to your teacher. You should not be like, this is the syllabus, this is the question paper, this is the answer, I will just read it, and that would be a rote learning. You will go, you will reproduce, and the other day everything will vanish out. Right? So the syllabus of UPSC is more vast than this, but this is the foundation. And you are very young to start, but don't take so much tension if you are planning for UPSC right now, because right now you are just in 10th standard. You enjoy your 10th standard, but at the same time you just make sure the foundation is very clear. Okay?
I would like to tell you, after your zestful motivation, many of us are going to idolize you.
Okay, that's so fine.
First of all, good morning to everyone, respected Father, Ms. Sharda, and respected dignitaries present here. I am Shurya from 10C. I would thank Ms. Sharda for her kind words and encouraging us and motivating us on this occasion. My question is that who or what was your source of encouragement which helped you stay focused, motivated, and helped you to work hard, and why?
So that is more in line to the motivation. Who was my motivation, right? So encouragement, motivation, they are like synonyms. That should come from within is the first thing. And the second thing is, I did not have any And the third thing is, I decided to stay motivated, to get the encouragement. I just happened to go through one of the poem of Rudyard Kipling, I remember, and it says that if all about you are losing their heads and blaming it on you, which means nobody just want to trust you, nobody is supporting your dream, your belief, or you yourself are not sure where you want to land up. Just have faith that whatever, even the minutest of the thing which would not have been making sense to you right now, you just stick to it. And that would eventually blossom up, that would be a motivator, that would be an encouragement. And that poem stays with me right now, and still till today I have posted that printed poem. I just pasted that in front of my wall, and every day I would just wake up and read the poem. Okay, I'm not good, but I can try to be good. I'm not aware of many things in life. I would try to become aware of things in life. And eventually, after some time, I wrote on the wall, okay, I want to see my name in the final list of UPSC. That was a very balanced thing, I remember. And I used to laugh, okay, I am very bad. I could not clear prelims in 3 attempts. I was not even very near to the dream. But just that one line would motivate me every day, coming day, the very next day. And that was, I just want to see my name in the list. And that was the motivator and encouragement for me.
Thank you, Ms. Palak, your excellence.
With this sentence of yours, I would definitely like add to it that visualize yourself where you want to be. When you visualize, you try for it. That is what we got the message, and wonderful message you have given through that one sentence.
Starting with my intro, I'm Ms. Manaswil Vijayan Chindavar, and I'm from 9C, and I'm very thankful to my class teacher Tripti ma'am to give me this golden opportunity to talk with you, have a conversation with you. So my question is, our institutions, our education criteria, what should be valued by them? I mean, soft skills or hard skills? There are two types of skills, as you know. Soft skills that can be social skills, social communication, conversation, and the hard skills that we need for our jobs, careers, like coding, and etc. etc. So what should be valued by them first?
See, students, there should be a balance in life. I narrated you the thing, Libra, zodiac sign, that should be balanced, Hard skills and soft skills, both should be equally present and equally nurtured. If now you will not be having it, just try to develop it. Because see, in the world of competition, soft skills may not be mattering because the test would be an IQ test. You have to go, you have to solve the questions, you have to go and you have to code the program. And in that you need a very strong, powerful educational base. But at the same time, if you are very good in your writing skills, if you are very knowledgeable person, but if you cannot express in front of the audience, if you cannot express yourself in front of your teacher, or if you cannot express yourself in front of the whatever institution you want to be the part of, then that is of no use, because your impression and your values would be seen when you talk to somebody, when you share your thoughts, when you share what knowledge you have. Not everybody in this era of competition would be so free that he would go through all your papers, all your achievements. You have to express yourself. You just need to make things very sure. You develop the soft skills, develop the discipline, the punctuality, the respect, the humility, and everything should come in a very gradual and very subtle manner. You should not force yourself that eventually you become a manufactured self and you yourself do not recognize who you are. You should be who you are, but at the same time, you should balance soft skills as well as hard skills.
Thank you.
Good morning, myself Pratyuti Akari of class 10th. I want to ask you a question that I want to ask you.
Come here.
How do you deal with your pressure and anxiety during your examination?
During my examination? Okay. So I would connect that to your examination. You would be facing 10th board and the 12th board. So see, students, pressure is the part of life. You cannot deny it. It would be very good that you accept it things you should go and learn and you should improve, and that should be a point of experience. And when the thing come of handling the stress, you should stay very optimistic, but optimism does not mean that each and every day you are very positive. Humanly, that is not at all possible. We are not robots. We are not programmed like that every morning we are like, oh, good morning, we are very happy, we are very positive. That is not possible, Some things will go down, some things will go up. You should balance it very wisely, and that should come if you go for a morning walk, if you have a good meditation. Go and practice meditation. Each and everybody knows how important meditation is in life, but we do not know how to practice meditation. Even I am standing here, I can suggest you go and practice meditation, but I myself do not do that because it is very difficult. If you close your eyes, you try to focus on one thing, you cannot do. Continuously bombardment of thoughts will be there. Okay, I have to do this, I have to do that, this went wrong, this would going to come now. So, but at the same time, you are very young now. You are in the process of molding yourself. So just make sure you practice meditation. And meditation should be like, don't think too much. Just concentrate on whatever thought you have to put your efforts right now. Live in the moment. If you have to go and study for the coming exam of social science, then if you have paper tomorrow of social science, just focus on the paper of social science. Just close your eyes, recall things. If you try to recall things, you would definitely try to channelize your energy. Right? If you channelize your energy, if you would try this for 2-3 days, you would see the difference in you. You could channelize your thoughts. And channelizing thoughts is the basic thing which would make you stand out of the peer pressure. Peer pressure is just because, you are very tender age. And nobody knows how worse and the cutthroat competition is in the outside world. And you would be in the confined group of 4-5 kids. And each and everyone would be like, oh, this is very tough, engineering is not good, medical is good, law is not an option, etc., etc. There would be many things. Just make sure each and every one of you motivate each other. If there is a bad thought, just try to negate it. Try to balance it. You cannot avoid it, just balance it.
What was your success?
Whatever I said had been very useful for me, and eventually I got right. Now it has become a success mantra. But just trust me, there is nothing like single thing which would give you success. Each and every one of us has a unique thing. You could have a different timetable. You could have a different timetable. Everybody could have a different timetable according to their abilities. Just make sure whatever you are good at, you should capitalize on your strengths. If there are at all any weaknesses, you should work on that. You should try to reduce it. Right?
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Bismashi. I have a question that what is the impact of our 10 class marks on our later life?
That's a very good question. Technically, it has an impact because it is a deciding factor when you try to pursue your career, when you try to get into 11th or 12th or IIT, JEE or medical. But apart from these technicalities, there is no much importance to the 10th standard marks because 10th standard exam is just a part of your life. You are entering into the game. And just make sure you do not make it a very big thing in your life and you go into stress, you go into depression. This is not the last exam of your life. This is just the starting. Take it as a very good thing, very motivating thing, and try to live in the moment. Okay? And 10th standard is not going to be your deciding factor at all. It is just for entering into 11th and 12th standard. Your marks in 12th standard would be deciding to get into education, graduation thing, but after that, only your abilities and your strength is the thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, ma'am. Myself, Soham Bajaj. I am from class 10B. First of all, I will be thanking you on behalf of our school, our teachers, our father principal, and as well as my all fellow mates. Now, let's come to the point. My question is, which was your most toughest obstacle of your life, and how did you tackle it?
I the toughest because there had been many obstacles in my life, in the whole journey. But I just want to focus on one thing, that obstacles are part of life, and if you want to move further, you have to go through obstacles. There would not be a red carpet for you and you would be a celebrity. There has to be obstacles because obstacles makes you the better person. And for handling the obstacles, one is you yourself should manage the stress. Right? If you are better in that, if you are not better in that, for say, then you cultivate that habit. And apart from that, have some good friends, very good friends. And that good friends, they may be one or two. You need not to have the herd of say 20 friends or 40 friends. You have very good friend, maybe one or two. You motivate each other. You focus on the capabilities and strengths of each other. And apart from that, take help of your parents. Parents are your well-wishers. We sometimes tend to think that parents they are always against us because you are in the adulthood. You would always feel that they are stopping you from doing XYZ things. You want to do ABC things, and that could be a continuous tussle in the home. That I want to do this, parent would say, don't do that. But when you think, right, if I'm standing here, if I go back and think, the parents are one of the biggest support in life. You should be very friendly. You should be very respectful to them. Try to share your thoughts, your obstacles. They would be very ready to help you.
Thank you, ma'am. Can you please tell your success line for us to get motivation from you?
Sorry?
Can you please give your success line?
Success?
Line.
Line? Oh my goodness. There is no success line as such. But the poem I narrated to you, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing place and blaming it on you. So this is a very good poem of Rudyard Kipling. You go and search in Google. You would definitely be very motivated. Just stick it on your wall and just go and read it. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am. Thank you for your kind words of inspiration for us. My question is, do we need to be topper from childhood or an IIT to crack UPSC?
Not at all. You don't need to be a topper because see, education system brings you to the path of leveler. It is a leveler, I was one of the good students in 10th standard and I was one of the good students in 12th as well. But I was not a topper, not at all I was a topper. In my electrical engineering graduation, I had one subject back, and it was like atom bomb fell on me. I had been a very good student in 10th and 12th, and how come that I had failed in one of these engineering subjects? But eventually when I am standing here right now, that does not make any difference in life because after all it is just about your motivation, your strength and your willingness to go in whichever career you choose. Even in UPSC, there is nothing like you needs to be an IIT and you needs to be a person from AIMS. You just need to be a good person who is dedicated to serve the country.
Thank you, ma'am. My second question is, do you have any plan B if you didn't crack UPSC?
Now I am in UPSC, I don't have plan B.
Thank you, ma'am.
One thing what she said, she was a very good student in 10th class, she was a very good student in 12th, and indeed she was a very good student in her graduation also. That means the 10th class is a foundation, the 12th is a foundation, and that foundation is so strong that she could build her success building over the foundation. That is what she is trying to tell you, and I think you definitely 10th class students you should take it.
Good morning, ma'am. I am Falguni from 10th A. So my question is, I heard somewhere that when small city girls go to big cities, that you said you went to Delhi for UPSC. So do you face any ragging from the seniors and how you overcome that ragging?
So I would say, there is a cultural difference when you go from a small town and you enter a metropolitan city like Delhi. There is definitely a cultural difference. But the word ragging and the thing ragging is not like that, It is definitely not like that. It is all about how you maintain yourself. There would be different cultures, different people coming from different parts of the nation in any city or any big town. But that is their part of life, that is the standard of living. They want to be comfortable in their own sense. If you are comfortable unnecessary burden on yourself that I am something less, I am a woman, I cannot do this. If I would have been a boy, I could do that. It is not like that, you know. If you dream, if you want, if you are very dedicated to do anything, the cultural differences moving from small town to a big city or metropolitan city is just part of life, and you would definitely be very successful in that.
And good morning, ma'am. My name is Kanishka. I would like to thank Respected Reverend Father and Mrs. Supriya ma'am for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be standing before you. First, and I would like to congratulate you first. My question is that you have mentioned you decided to pursue the field of civil studies and drop from electrical engineering. So, were you aware of the fact that pursuing civil services was meant that being exposed to the public eye, being exposed to people's judgments, being exposed to expectations? And if you were aware of all that, how did you keep your mindset and what was your mantra which allowed you to be this confident enough to crack such an examination?
So, talking about my mantra, I would again say there is nothing mantra or anything like this. No, it is all about how you carry yourself. And as you said that I would be exposed to public opinions, you know, just keep one thing in mind: you cannot please everybody all the time, and you are not superhuman that you can do it. Just accept that there would always be somebody who would criticize you, who would put you down, who would try to demotivate you. But that is their job, and take it in a positive way. If somebody is criticizing you, then you are definitely good than them. If you are better than them, then you should be very proud. You know, you should take that thing in a positive sense. And I remember I would always, every day I would call my mother and say, "Okay, I did not get good marks. People around me are saying कि ये तो कभी नहीं कर सकती." She cannot do anything. And I would narrate you a very funny incident during my IIT JEE coaching. One of my teachers said कि शारदा तुम रेस में भागती क्यों जब तुमको पता है कि तुम जीत ही नहीं सकती हो? Why you at all run in the race when we are very sure that you cannot run, you cannot win, you know? And that was the thing. I came back and told my mother that sir said these things to me, and my mother was like, "तो बोलने दो ना कि is the sir only authority in the world who is going to judge you? Let him speak. If he thinks like that, then you should definitely take an opportunity and you should prove him wrong. That you are a very good person, you are better than what he thinks, and you should always be ready to accept public opinions. But just make one thing very sure, don't take each and every opinion as it is. Whatever comes good to you, take it. Whatever is bad, just stop it there and then. Just don't accept it. You should be humbly saying this case, sir, sorry, I would disagree, I would like to disagree, but that is your opinion, and this is my opinion, this is my way of life." Thank you so much.
So, my question is, since India is under major corruption nowadays,
Just please hold your mic. Please.
since India is under major corruption nowadays, so being an IAS officer, how would you deal with it and how would you motivate us to avoid it?
So, one correction, I would not be in the administrative service, I would be a revenue commissioner. So, I am talking about the corruption you are saying, see, that is the reality. Sadly, that is the reality. You cannot do very much, you cannot make very big difference right now, but you can do one thing. You start yourself making a very good human being. If you don't give bribe, if you don't accept bribe, you have changed one person in India, right? And if you have changed one person in India, definitely some or the other day, somebody else is going to get motivated from you. And this would be a chain reaction. And if the chain reaction goes on, then there would be 20 people who would be against corruption, then there would be 30, there would be 40, and eventually there would be a group of men who would be raising their voice against corruption, right? If sadly that is the reality, don't think too much right now. You start from basic. You cannot change the world. You change yourself. And if you change yourself, definitely you would see good things happening around you. And it is not like corruption is everywhere. In administration also there are very good officers who are leading by examples. They are still in very difficult situations.
in English right from the moment you began to talk, and you have given wonderful answers to the students. What is the importance of having that confidence and command over English language?
So, the command over English, actually, it was not the thing which I was comfortable with. In 10th standard or 12th standard, I was like, English is just the bookish language, I just have to write exams and clear. But eventually I realized, English has become the lingua franca. Do you understand lingua franca means? It is connecting people around. There are very diverse languages in India, and only English is one of the things. Not even Hindi, People from different states may not be very versed with Hindi. They are very familiar and very well versed in English. So you need to be at least in the level that you are able to communicate your basic feelings and your basic expressions to them. And eventually when you start conversing in English, when you are talking, when you are getting thoughts, when you are sharing thoughts, you would realize that English is the language which gives you confidence. Confidence comes from here because you are able to listen to people and also express yourself to people. When you get together, when you communicate, when you share your thoughts, you would realize you are confident just because you are learning English. But that is not the thing that only English is the language which you should be focusing. But yes, in the foundation, you should be in the institute, even in the educational institution. I could see that in the space outside it is written, speak English only. Why it is written, because even father and teachers also know English is the language is going to communicate, connect people together. And kids like you are in very tender age, if you start conversing in English, you would feel the confidence, you would be able to express yourself in a very confident manner, you would be able to share your thoughts, especially girls, Sadly, that is the reality that we are in the patriarchy. Some point or the other, somebody will be there who will be saying, you are girl, you are not knowing English. And at the same time, there would have been a boy. He would also not have been very versed in English, but just because he is a boy, he would get that opportunity. So especially girls, and even the boys, you should try to communicate in English. Take the confidence, build confidence. No matter how bad you are in grammar, nobody is going to judge you, Grammar is not the thing, you should be able to communicate, right?
Thank you, Sharda. I deliberately asked that question because every great model lets the students speak English. As you said, it's okay. Initially, grammatically, it may not be that good, but then when you try to do it, you will be very good in English and very good in communicating with people in English. And as you said, you can connect with people in English. So I thank you for such wonderful answers. Can we give a big clap to her? Yes. Thank you, Sharda.
Yes, just now we heard beautiful words from Sharda. I must say that was encouraging words, right children? Yes. So I would really love to call our students to have a short interaction with you, Sharda. So from 9th A, who's going to come and ask the question, please?
While preparing for UPSC, did you ever think of quitting? If so, how did you manage to prevent yourself from doing so? How did you prevent yourself from quitting?
See, children, there would always be some days when you would feel that you are not at all a good person in whichever career you are choosing or whichever field you are working in. Even you would be facing the same thing. Today you are very good in one test and tomorrow you give a test of social science and you perform very badly. But that is the only moment when you do not have to quit. When you quit, you end up in a very 6th standard student, and I participated in a drawing competition, and sir signed my drawing, making an ambassador card. So I was not aware how an administrator works or whatever is doing, I was not aware. But sir said, Sharda, don't settle for average things in life. Even you can be an administrator, you can be a personal admin. So that was one of the inspiration or motivation, not at that time, but when I grew up, I did my graduation, that thing stuck to my mind. And then I decided to pursue my career in this.
So my question is, at what age you decided that you want to be a civil service officer?
So that age is 22 when I decided to become a civil servant after I graduated. But I don't think that age matters when you decide your goal. You can decide anything at any age. There is no limit for dreaming big or achieving big. You can decide now. You are very good students, very bright students who have that opportunity. And when I was of your age, I was not so aware of all these things. But since I am here, you got to know about UPSC maybe. So decide whatever you want to do, just follow your passion.
Also, who was your motivation?
So basically, technically my motivation was Dr. Kalam sir. And apart from that, you yourself become your own motivation, When you yourself become your own motivation, that stays with you for a very long time. A person can be a motivator for you for 1 to 2 days. Even I can be a motivator for many of you for 2 days. And after the third day, you would be back to square one. So that passion, that calling should come from you. That passion should come from within. Thank you.
Very grateful to talking to you. So the question is, how you manage your confidence level while giving the interview?
So I could see the confidence right now in front of me. So the appearance for interview or any personality test, confidence is one of the things, but not the only thing. You just need to be what you are in a very humble, in a very subtle and polite way. That should not be a manufactured self. You should be able to identify yourself. They should be able to identify you as a real person. And the thing of confidence, confidence is not a one-day thing. It takes time to build up. When it is gradually built up. Now you're in 9th standard, you would be going in your career, you would be deciding your career. So gradually try to capitalize on your strengths. Whatever your strength, you are good at public speaking, you are good in whatever hobby you follow, you are good in academics, just make sure you are the best. Because in the world of competition, only the best survives. And if you are average, somebody else, some or the other way will come and he will replace you or she will replace you. And especially for girls, or the girls here, do not ever think that you are anything less than boys or any of the men in the world. You should be very proud that you are a girl, you have extra bonus point that you are emotionally very capable. You are emotionally very capable, you are a multitasker, you are special girls, special women, think like that. And there is no less opportunities for girls in India as well. Even in abroad also there is nothing less opportunities for women. But in India also there is ample opportunities for men as well as for girls. So decide your career, whatever career you choose, just make sure you excel in it very confident.
But you also said that you did electrical engineering, but you were not interested in that. So at what moment you realized that yes, civil services is best for me, and when you started your preparation?
Actually, I started my preparation after my graduation, complete graduation. But the initial thought was after the first year of my graduation, I realized I am not much interested, though I scored good marks in electrical engineering as one of the topper. But that inner calling was not there. I will sustain becoming an electrical engineer. If at all I would have been very pathetic right now. So that thing which would stuck in your mind can be at any point of time. You see something, then you realize, you go back, you give it a thought, and you come to a decision. So that could be at any point of time. Just make sure very good that you are going to get a very good marks. So do not run behind the, you definitely have to study by sticking to the table and check for 8 hours and then only you will be successful. That's a myth. That's a complete myth. Everybody can have their self-choice, their own way of life, their own way of studying also. Just make one thing very sure, that is your growth, that is your coming from within.
First of all, congratulations, ma'am. And I wanted to ask you that what were your habits in school as well as your exam that you followed and you scored good marks?
The basic things is you should be very punctual. No matter how important or less important the thing is, you should be very punctual. You should be very punctual. And the institution, this Cargill Academy institution is a very good leading institution by the students becoming very punctual. You all must have been coming on time, right, to the school, attending the lectures, taking all the classes. So these basic things, they come and they make you a better person. Cumulatively, you can see the effect when you become achiever or you become successful. So the basic things is you are very punctual in whatever you are doing. You should respect your own time. You should respect at the same time the time of the other person who is standing next to you. And apart from that, you should be very disciplined. Because discipline is the only thing which makes you stand apart from whoever is your competitor, right? And you should be very disciplined, at the same time you should be respectful. Because with power comes the responsibility, and also with responsibility, person can become corrupt, right? So you need to be very respectful, you need to be very humble to each and every person you are talking to, because at the end, people are going to judge you by how humble person you are, right? So just make all these things very sure that you become a good person. Rather than running behind success, you run behind knowledge, you run behind intelligence, and the success will follow.
Thank you, ma'am. Come here and give this motivation speech here. Thanks again. My question is that in your interview, what was your toughest question and how did you answer back it?
So technically, there is no tough question at all. Because everything is very subjective. If anybody is taking your interview, he is not going to judge you by how much knowledge you have, because your knowledge is already tested in the exams, right? So they are going to judge you by your sense of humor, how you react, how you behave in even the toughest situation. Because keep one thing in mind, kids, you will not have answers to each and every problem you will be facing in life. You just need to be very calm and composed, and if at all you are calm and composed, eventually you will reach to the solutions, right?
Thank you, ma'am. First of all, good morning, ma'am, and congrats for your achievement. My question is, how you trained for this examination?
How you?
Trained for this examination.
So, the UPSC exams, the syllabus is very vast, but there are many institutions or the academies which give the foundation course. So if people are not aware of this, people go there, they enroll and they take the foundation course, and I was one of them. So I took the foundation course, and after I took the foundation course, I took the guidance of my teachers, and the people who were already in the service, they were my seniors. So I took help from each and everybody who was possibly ready to help me, and right now I'm standing in front of you.
Congratulations. My question is that it is said that a single piece of paper can't decide your future. Can you explain me the paper you gave and we are going to give, can it decide our degree, job and lifestyle and work?
See kids, you are right now in the 9th standard. You would be facing your 10th board the next year. So indeed the 10th board marks are going to decide your future, because you will be, based on the marks, you will be taking decisions which college you will enroll in the 11th standard. And after the 11th, you will be facing 12th standard again. And that will decide which profession you are going to choose. So indeed these 10th and 12th standard boards are very deciding, and you should be very humbly and very respectfully appearing don't take it very lightly, and at the same time don't take too much stress. They are not just the only exams of your life, they are just the initiators, You are going to get into the competition now. Right now you are in a very confined group, you are studying, you are interacting with only 200 people, but after 10th and 12th you will be facing the world, you will be facing new people, exceptionally talented than you. Maybe you may be more talented than them, but at the same time, just make sure whatever exams you give, don't just blindly follow the code, You need to be very serious in your 10th standard, you need to be very serious in the 12th. If at all you wouldn't have been serious, or the government would have taken the exam, right? So, perform well, study well, but at the same time, make one thing very sure that if you get base mark in any paper, that is not going to be set for you. You can exceptionally perform well when you take the failures in a positive way. Don't take failures as the end of life. Don't take too much stress, don't go into depression. You are very cherishing, very blossoming flowers, and you should be very optimistic and motivating in your life, right?
Who is your motivator and inspiration?
I also said in one of my answers, my inspiration was Dr. Kalam sir.
Good morning, ma'am. First of all, I wish you a hearty congratulations. And my words can't express how much happy I'm feeling to stand in front of you. So, like you, even my aim is to be a civil service administrator. So, my question is, what is the thing that attracts you to be a civil service administrator?
See, I narrated you this story just few questions back. That was one of the things which attracted me. And apart from that, the opportunities which the civil services provides, there is a plate made for you. You can choose whatever is being served to you, and you can go from education to defense to finance. There are many opportunities in the ministry, in the bureaucracy. So, looking at the opportunities, that was one of the attraction. But apart from that, whatever is the motivation, that should come from within, and that was for serving the people. So, for serving the people, I chose to go for civil services examination.
And ma'am, what are the changes you would like to make after being an administrator in the nation?
I would say there are a lot of changes happening in the country right now. There are many good officers at the very top positions. But I, as an administrator, would like to make one of the differences. I would like to work for girls. Girls in India, sadly, this is the story, but we are in this society of patriarchy. Some point or the other, you would be hearing you are less than somebody else. So, I just want to erase this mentality, and I'm very grateful that I could right now stand here. I could be one of an inspiration, and also being a woman, I could inspire many girls standing right in front of me. So this is one of the changes I would definitely try to work on.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ask you that how were you in your school days as an average student or
See, fortunately, I was one of the good students. So I was 10th standard topper in my boards in 10th board. And in 12th also, I was one of the top 10 students in Karnal. So I was one of the good students. I was very serious about my studies. I was very serious about whatever career I had to choose. But you do not need to follow me blindly. I know everybody in the Karnal is a very good student, a very super talented student. Just embrace whatever you are, But at the same time, embrace all the social skills, all the interpersonal skills, the extracurricular activities, your hobbies, and that will make you a very good person.
and also if I was want to give an UPSC exam, on which subject I should focus on first?
UPSC exam focus on the social sciences. It is about humanities, geography, history, then art and culture. You would have been studying social science in nature, right? The quality, the economy of the nation. So these are the basic things. UPSC is not the technical field like the engineering or the medical or judiciary. It is all the general things which we see around, which we feel around, and plus you have to be more into it question because person should also know how to handle the failures. Definitely, when the result comes and we do not get selected or we fail in something, but we haven't contemplated that, it is like a setback. We start to think that our life is ended. This is the worst thing of my life. But that is the only point when you do not have to quit. Don't quit because life will give you ample opportunities and again many opportunities which you would not have been thinking of. So that is the thing, you take your failure in a positive way, you learn from it. Whatever mistakes you have been doing, whatever mistakes you have done, you take it as an experience, you work on it, you try to reduce it. And I'm very sure you will be very successful. Social science is not an option, that is a compulsory. So other than social science, there is a paper called as optional paper. And in optional paper, you tend to get some of the technical fields like engineering subjects is one of the optional. Then the commerce subject is one of the optional and the judiciary or the law, that is one of the optional. But apart from that, the rest all subjects are from social sciences.
And is there any specific rank needed for becoming a cabinet secretary?
See, the rank to become a cabinet secretary is not decided. That is completely based on the performance of an administrator. So the best administrator fortunately gets to become a cabinet secretary. But that is irrespective of the rank you get. You just have to be good in whatever bureaucracy department you are, and you have to perform exceptionally well.
Thank you. Firstly, congratulations for your achievements. So can you suggest me tips for excelling in marks in progress?
See kids, my tips would be, again I would focus on the two things. You have to maintain balance in your educational background, whatever studies you are doing right now, your 10th standard, your foundation, your 12th standard. You just make sure you are very good in your foundation things, because when you go for attending the UPSC exam, you also has to come back to the foundation. You again have to read the NCRTs, you again have to go through the same syllabus. So if you are very dedicatedly preparing for the boards, then you should be very well versed. That would reduce your burden, when you prepare for UPSC. And the other thing, you should also manage the stress. And for managing stress, I would again say work on the extracurricular activities.
Thank you so much. My question is, as you said, you scored a very high marks in engineering, and later on, you asked your parents, you wanted to give UPSC. Then, how did your parents react? How your parents reacted?
Sorry?
How your parents?
How my parents reacted. So my parents, they were knowing that I was going to deviate from the path, because they had sensed me I was not interested in engineering, and they were very supportive. You just need to convince your parents in a very polite way. You need to be very humble, affectionate. Put in all your love and efforts they have given you for so long to convince that they support your passion. There is no better support than your parents and teachers in life. Nobody else is going to support you when you fail. When you become successful, there will be many people following you in and around, roaming around you. They will try to establish all the contacts with you. But when you fail, only parents will be there, and that's why you need to convince your parents with all the affection. You do not need to get into an argument, you do not need to scream on them. Then only parents will, and I am very sure your parents will support you, because they know how good you are. They have given you birth, they are putting all good efforts to educate you in a very good institution like this. So if you also give it back in a very good way, they will be very proud.
Thank you. My question is that how you started your preparations for UPSC exam, and what are the main tips you have applied?
So I started my preparation after I became an engineer, and I did my coaching in one of the institutions in Delhi. And the very general thing is, whatever the syllabus is given to you, you should be very thorough with it. Then you should know take help of the good people or the good men like Dr. Kalam, who had left a very good impact on the society, not just in India but across the world. So just stay on to or stick on to whatever is good for you. Thank you.
My question is, what was the first question of your interview?
So my first question was, Sharda, are you comfortable? And I was like, yes sir, I'm very comfortable. They offered me, do you want tea, coffee, you want water? So people are very cordial. It is just to make interviews like this, they will be very angry, you will not get even a time to breathe. People are very cordial, you just need to be a very humble person, a real person. You need not to be a manufactured person.
Another question is, how many attempts did you have taken to clear UPSC?
So this was my fourth attempt, and the earlier 2 attempts I could not clear the prelims exam, which is the first stage. And in the second attempt, I cleared the first stage, but I could not clear the second stage. And the cycle of UPSC is like, if in any of the stages you fail, you have to come back to square one. You have to start from the prelims exam. So this was my fourth attempt.
Thank you.
So my question is, what is the toughest subject in UPSC and what is the toughest topic in that subject?
Nothing is tough. Nothing is tough in UPSC, nothing is tough in life. It is just the thing that those who could not make it create a myth that something is very tough. And if you are very good in it, even the tough things will appear to you as a very simple thing, right? You just have to believe in yourself. You are a very bright student, just believe in that. Have faith in yourself. Everything is very easy in life.
Once I was going to the judge talks where Rajendra sir who takes mock test in this TIS, they said that if you showed once you are a fake character, it is enough to destroy your whole interview. Then how they come to know that you are showing fake character?
See, when people are taking your interview, you must keep one thing in your mind that they have experience of 30 to 35 years. And if you can also judge a person within 2-3 minutes of a talk, if some of your friend is hiding something, you can sense that somebody is hiding something from you. If you can sense in a very tender age, they have experience of 30 to 35 years, they can sense in a very simple sentence that you are not a good person, you are trying to fake it. And this is the personality test. They are not going to judge your knowledge because knowledge is already tested in a written exam. They just want to interact with the real person who would go on to become administrator, who would go on to take the responsibility of a society. So that's why till now I was focusing on one thing, just try to become a good person. And that good person takes time to become, but slowly, gradually, in a very subtle manner, you always focus on discipline, punctuality, respect, humility. You should always be very grateful to each and every person in your life, each and every thing which is happening good to you, even the bad things. Bad things happen teachers.
Just to talk to you, I am undergoing the shivering
That's absolutely fine. Even I was sharing, father was talking here.
because they are having 35 years of experience, then how you manage that?
See, the management of whatever the stress, the anxiety, that comes with time. Gradually you have to keep your mind very calm and very composed, and just keep one thing in mind that you need not to answer each and every question which is being put in front of you. If you do not know, you can say, sorry sir, I don't know. They are not going to judge you by the answers you give or the quality answers you give. They just judge you by how good person you are. If you accept your weaknesses, if you accept that you do not know things, that is one of the best impressions, And trust me, there were nearly 10 questions which they asked me, and I was completely unaware of that. And to each and every question, I was saying, sorry sir, I don't know, sorry sir, I don't know. But I started thinking, sir is not going to give me good marks, but I scored very good marks in interview. And now when I sit back and even I discuss with my parents and my teachers, teachers said, Sharda, that was your good interview. You accept within you. If you want to be good in any of the field you choose, you take one of the ideal person, whoever you think, okay? So how that person becomes so great? How he became your ideal? That was just because he was very disciplined, he was very focused, I remember I have seen one of the interview of India, and he said that no matter how hard my day is, no matter how engaged I am with my family, I do not take a leave from my gym or my workout. I always go and do it. Because if today I take a break, I would become lazy, I know. And the other day somebody else is going to take my position. So if you have to become good, you have to excel, you need to be exceptionally good. And for that, the motivation, the strength, the focus, the dedication, everything should come from within you. You just go your home today and you just write on the wall that I want to become this. And every day you wake up and read that. That would start motivating you. That would start creating a discipline.
Thank you, ma'am. Till now, whatever you have told us and the interactive session we have with you, I am able to come up with beautiful points about you. Before asking my question, I wish to say that. First, I see a person who sees the bigger picture in you. And you're not bounded by the past. Your failures are something which doesn't hold you back. And you learn from the things, the past experiences, and you know what you're going into. You know the pros and cons about that. Well, my question for you is that as an administrator, if we take administrator as a shepherd, and the shepherd has sheep within his administrative line within say. So we can't say that all sheep are the same. Some can be rebellious, some can be modest, and all the things. So as an administrator, which qualities and which kind of a person are you willing to be for your sheep?
See, I would like to focus on one thing. There would always be a bad apple amongst the good ones, right? And that bad apple tends to destroy each and every person around you. And as an administrator, I definitely know that some people would be criticizing me, some people would not like my judgments, but there would be a larger picture, that is, many people would be getting benefits. And for that, I would suggest that even I try to imbibe one thing is team spirit, You cannot change the world alone. You need to get along with the people. You need to listen to them. You need to listen to the queries. Rather than becoming a good speaker, you should be a good learner and you should be a good listener. If at all you listen to people, you would be able to address the grievances. So after you become an administrator, you need to listen to people. You need to solve their queries. And if at all I am able to address them, definitely I would be getting the results.
Thank you, ma'am. May I ask another question? Yes. Are you willing to face the challenges which will be coming up in the future? Are you willing to stand as a mountain to face those challenges? What are you doing today to try to gather yourself together and have that courageous, that boldness inside you?
See, the 4 attempts has taught me one thing, that you need to stand in all the weather as with whole confidence, which was there initially. You need to carry your confidence to the last level. There would always be obstacle. There would be a sandstorm. There would be tsunami, flood. But some point or the other, there would be a sunrise, and that sunrise should be the aim. How no matter what bad is happening to you, how bad people are around you, if I am very determined, if I am very confident that I want to change at least a single person's life in a very positive way, then that is the motivation and I am very ready to start for it.
Thank you, ma'am. Please be like that in the future too. You're a very positive person.
And thank you, children, for your valuable questions. So, I think she inspired you a lot with her optimistic words. Yes, children? Yes? Okay, with that gist and that lively feeling which we have, as she is here and we have gathered here to congratulate her on her achievements, I would say remarkable achievement. It truly shows her dedication, intelligence and perseverance have cultivated and exceptional accomplishments. So, and your success, Sharda, as an IAS ranker is not just a testament, I would say, your hard work, but also a shining example
of your commitment to public service and excellence. You inspire us all to aim higher and reach for our dreams. So I would like to call Father Principal to honor Sharda with a memento. Thank you, Father.
So they were waiting till 2 o'clock and then they were attending coaching 5:30 to 6. They used to go home. So the way they used to go, and you can see the 12th standard uniform, heavy blazer and all, they were wearing the same and sitting there. Only in between taking lunch from 1 to 2. Then till 6 they were going, and we used to think maybe next day they will not come. But second day again she used to come smiling, very fresh, regular. I think 1 or 2 days, today also I remember, maybe 1 or 2 days in 12th standard she used to be absent. So we can say she was not only hardworking but very strong girl also. So she said that she was very shy. But shy means she always used to smile. The day she will not smile, that means some physical pain she is going through. So then if we ask Sharda, what happened today, you are not smiling, then something she used to say, headache or something. Otherwise she was always smiling. And not because now she is successful. I am giving example of this batch. Her batch was one of the best batches. So this batch now also I am giving example. Before we came to know about UPSC, I was giving example that those children how come till 6:30 they were sitting. And these children in break and all, whenever they were discussing about some subjects, some maths, sums and all. So when I came to know about her success, it was not surprising. So you deserve that. Thank you.
And another name that she took while she was in my cabin was that of Sandeep sir. Sandeep sir, would you have a word of the discussion for this girl?
Good afternoon, everyone. Beautiful Father. Now, already we have said many things about this Sharda, so nothing much for me. And some days during Corona, we had a Telegram chat. And she told me that she is preparing for the civil services, and then now that you know the pressure of the civil services exam, and we were discussing that, and then I said be positive, and you are a very talented girl, you can do it, just stick to the task. And that was the last conversation I guessed. And once I came to know about the news that you cleared the UPSC, I sent a congratulations message, and immediately after I guess 5 or 10 minutes you replied, thank you sir. When I asked about the rank. So, this much I can say, and she is very good girl, and the quality she is having, and in her speech also she said that discipline and punctuality. She is very disciplined girl and very punctual also. See, many times I give homework to the students, and she will never miss any homework. Once today homework given, next day homework will be given. So, this is an example for the other students also. So, if they are punctual and disciplined, they can also achieve the success. So, many congratulations, Sharda, and many best of luck for the future also. Thank you.
I'm sure Dheeraj sir is waiting for his turn to say something about his good student. Dheeraj sir, please.
Congratulations. Actually, all the things two teachers have done. And no other thing. Thank you.
Actually, when she was in the 11th, I was the class teacher, and she was one of the best students. Actually, both the students were very nice, and they were no teacher actually talking about this. All the students are very hard, and she is one of the best students in my class.
We are all meant to be mentors. Well, mentoring children would be, to certain extent, that would be making our children like God. So, if you have any questions, maybe Bhagna you may have some questions to ask, but maybe something, well, or whatever you feel like telling her.
Congratulations, Sharda, first of all. And it's really a moment of pride for the whole Tamil family, because you have brought laurels not only to your family but to the school also. So heartiest congratulations, and we wish you the very best for your future endeavors. One thing I want to just say, I was really appreciating you when you were giving the talk 9th and 10th class. And the way you were speaking so confidently, so boldly was really like, though I haven't taught you, but I said she is a product of my school. So it was really very encouraging, and you said that because of your hard work, punctuality, and the way you expressed, like you need to be a good person, build a good character. That was really very impressive. Like I, as a teacher, when I tell my students, I tell them, no matter you may be a first rank holder, but if you don't have a good character, you will lose everything. So that was the one thing I liked the most. And only one thing I want to ask, like we as teachers, we have experience, we always tell them. So from your part, like the day we got the news, I was the first person to tell father about the news, and I sent a message to father, and he put up in the school group. So the whole school was very happy. So I want to just ask you, we as teachers, when we are motivating the students, we are motivating them, especially, see, we are teaching, we are having so much of experience, and from each and every batch we can see that the children are deviating because of the social media and all. The way they were obedient, they used to listen to the teachers, respect the teachers. We can't see so much dedication in them nowadays. So what would be the mantra you would give so that we will tell on your behalf again that Sharda left this message for you?
So ma'am, it is not like a single mantra is there for your success, It becomes very easy when you become successful and you go out to give a talk, you talk very big things. But the basic to everything is whatever you have decided for yourself, you just have to stick to it, because that's why I now and then emphasize on the social media influence to education and interacting with them. Social media nowadays has become very negative. People are very much into temporary gratifications. I have to post today, then they will like, then they will comment, then I will re-comment. The cycle is a very vicious cycle, And in this, kids tend to waste a lot of time. And this is the thing I think while telling kids or the students, teachers should always try to connect the personal experience, because whenever a person comes and gives a big lecture, people tend to forget it because we could not connect. And that was the one thing when I came, father also said to me, I would like you to talk to kids by a personal connection. You just feel yourself and you try to build it. And that is the thing I would emphasize. Teachers should always try to at least create the stories just to make them realize that whatever bad they are doing is not good for them. Because I think अगर भी सीधी उंगली से नहीं निकल रहा तो टेढ़ी करके निकालना ये निकलना जरूरी है. Because kids are the future of the nation, and eventually they are going to go into a more competitive world. So teachers are a founding stone for them. So in whatever possible way you can connect to the kids, you can give example. If I am fortunate enough to give an example, that would be a very good thing. But just the message should be very transparent, loud and clear, that people should deviate from all the negative things to a very channelized positive way.
Veena, how many sessions did you attend? One with the class 10 students. Did they tell you anything when they reached back the class about the session they attended?
I was discussing with the staff room that there was a drastic change in my children, because we were having the third period and the fourth period. There was one question they asked that after, if you get a chance, just ask that she was in Maharashtra till the degree. Then once she has entered to Delhi, the metropolitan cities, how she might cope up with the situation. So I told that if I get a chance, I will ask.
Very useful. From a small city to
their way of life, their standard of living, their way of thinking, interacting, and mostly the lingua franca is English. We tend to speak in Hindi or Marathi in our state or any vernacular language. And even the dress up, people tend to judge you by your dress up. And I remember when I used to walk down the streets of my area, people used to say, "Ke behan ji ja rahi hai." And everybody started remembering by my name, "Ke behan ji ja rahi hai." But suddenly the 16th June result turned my life upside down, and now they started with "Ma'am ja rahi hai." So these change happened because I just stick to whatever I was, because I could not make myself into a person which I was not. And this was the one thing I tried to tell students when they asked me this question, because just to please somebody else, you cannot become the person. And you cannot please everybody all the time. There would always be some criticism when you are moving from a small town to a metropolitan city. And metropolitan city has different culture, different way of life. Whatever suits you. If anything suits you, if anything is good for you, you accept it. If anything is bad for you, just stay away from it, because you have to learn to block the noises which are coming or criticizing you or putting you down. Because if you are very much affirmed to one of the goals you have decided, then no matter what other person say, how does that matter? And if people ask you, "Ma'am, please tell me," people used to say me anything, or they are saying me, "Ma'am." So even कोशिश इतनी शांति से करनी चाहिए कि सब लगता ही शोर मचा दे. So I do not have to go and now give them an answer, because they themselves understood what their mistake was, and that does makes a difference.
Hearty congratulations, first of all. If we will think about today's situation, its present generation, after Corona, students, they don't have more interest in reading part, and UPSC preparation means reading only. So how we can encourage them?
Actually, ma'am, there is a myth that UPSC is just about reading. Reading is just one part of this, because it is the combination of static and the current affairs. And you just take it in a positive way that Corona has made the digital influence on people very much. That people are very well versed with the digital gadgets which are accessible to them, the websites which are accessible to them. And UPSC for current affairs demands that you need to be aware, and for that you need to have an access of all the digital social media things. So it is just about balancing whatever the static portion is and whatever the current affairs is. But you need to manage it so nicely that you do not tend to get intimidated with all the things happening around. You do not waste a lot of time, or waste a lot of time, I would say, in surfing things unnecessarily, because the reels nowadays, you go and it could take 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and people won't realize. And that I actually personally faced that situation in the first attempt. पहले एक बार तारक मेहता का उल्टा चश्मा देख लिया, फिर और एक एपिसोड. Then I realized that this was not for which I am rebelling, my father is playing. So I have to, or at least reduce it or completely keep myself away from it. So UPSC just demands that you are technically very sound in whatever you are doing. Apart from that, you are socially aware of the things, because one of the syllabus that is society in GS1, it demands how Indian society is, and you need to be well versed with the things, how the digital media is having influence on the Indian society, how the institution of marriage is changing, how the institution of family is changing, how the generation gap is increasing or decreasing, whatever it is. So it is all about partly the static thing, partly the current affairs, and you just need to channelize the digital media in a proper way.
It might be a surprise, Sharda. We have good singers amidst us, and good singers. Some teachers are very good singers, and Kiran Kundojwar madam has sent me a word that she is ready to sing a song for this achiever. It's a story in itself. She started her life at the World Degree, Santu School, right? Yeah. And from there to Vidyalaya, then to Micron Students Academy, and this school here. And we got that privilege of hosting her first time after. Is that right? Okay, after her achievement. And now, in felicitation of you, my dear, we have two of our judge staff, stars of the school. Ashfaq sir, worked here from the very beginning of the school. And then we have a music teacher too. But Ashfaq sir has shown his readiness to sing a song in felicitation of you. Ashfaq sir. Well, I was talking to her, Sharda, and everything, whatever she has become today, she just gives that credit to the family, to the mother, parents. Well, मैं चाहूँगा कि शारदा की मम्मी दो शब्द कहें.
धन्यवाद फादर, धन्यवाद विजयों पांडव सब टीचर के लिए जो आप अच्छे मार्गदर्शक बने और बेटी आज मेरी सफलता को प्राप्त कर पाई. और सबसे ज़्यादा धन्यवाद मैं संदीप सर्जन करना चाहती हूँ कि उन्होंने चाइल्ड साइकोलॉजी जो होती है उसको समझा और आज मेरी बेटी जो कामयाब बनी है वो उसका श्रेय मैं उनको भी देना चाहती हूँ दिल से. और रीना मैडम को जिन्होंने अच्छी पढ़ाई, अच्छी मेरे बच्ची की इंग्लिश को इम्प्रूव किया. बच्चे सब अच्छे स्कूल से पढ़ते हैं और बच्चों को अच्छी शिक्षा देना और उनका समय समय में मार्गदर्शन करना वो बहुत ज़रूरी है. और आप सबका तहे दिल से धन्यवाद. और आप, मैं चाहती हूँ आप इसी तरह सब बच्चों का मार्गदर्शन करें और इसी तरह हर साल आप स्कूल से एक अच्छी शारदा आपकी कामयाबी स्कूल को लेके जाए। धन्यवाद। और धन्यवाद मैं किसी का और मेरा फादर का भी करना चाहूँगी, पर वो जो यहाँ अभी नहीं है, पर आप हो सके तो मेरा ये धन्यवाद उन तक जरूर पहुँचाएँ। और मैं चाहती हूँ कि आप इसी तरह ऐसे ही मार्गदर्शन करें और ऐसी ही शारदा आपके स्कूल से तैयार हो।
I made Sharda talk with the Father CC this morning. Sharda had a word with the Father CC and we tried contacting Father Binoy, but several times I tried, but well, I could not get through to him. That's it. And again, Sharda, all the best wishes. God bless you.